Hello, crafting peeps. I have a flip through of my first ever deconstructed journal. A lot of fun to make. I didn't know that was the route I was going, but this is where I ended up. And my approach was to try to keep things simple. And one of the reasons for that is this is a hybrid, scrapbooky hybrid deconstructed journal. So the purpose of it is to kind of tell the story of a trip that I took. However, it wasn't my most exciting trip. I didn't have a lot of feels about it. So I just wanted to keep this simple and get it done. So you'll see some elements of that as we go. It starts with the cover. The cover is pretty simple. It's just a soft wrap. And I am going to show you some of the details of the cover. I'll move the insides here. So first, let's take a look at the yumminess of this, because I do really like this, but because I didn't know what I was going to do, I just started making it, and then in the end, most of this gets covered up by my wrap. So I haven't decided if this is going to stay like this or not. I may end up changing it. So that's the cover. I'll show you the wrap. I had two smaller pieces, so I sewed them together with a piece of coffee dyed silk. This is all stuff that I got at the show, by the way. And then this is a repair. So this piece I didn't get at the show. This was ripped, so this bottom here was separated, and I didn't want it to rip right off, so you can see it right there. I missed it when I sewed it. I better go sew that. So I just sewed it onto this so that it wouldn't rip off. So, very simple cover. The band is on here just to keep all the stacked pieces together so I could put the wrap on. So I thought I was going to do a standard journal. I made a very flat journal card that I could then put between the pages so I could write on a smooth surface rather than trying to write over bits and bobs and texture. I didn't go the route of a standard journal, so I just put this in here kind of as a cover. It's about our trip, last minute trip, camping and thrifting, and almost everything on here has to do with the trip. So this is just a little pocket wallet, I'm not sure what to call it, that I made. Collaged on the front. I'm an antique addict on the road to recovery. Just kidding, I'm on the road to an antique store. So it's an old map, journaled on the outside, and then I put photo cards inside. These are just photos of my favorite finds at the antique show. So when I go to an antique show, I'm not actually looking to antique. I am looking to thrift. It makes the thrill of the find even more fun because it's hard to find a thrift opportunity at an antique show. This is just a journal signature that I have not bound. I haven't decided if I will bind. I may. And it's along the lines of what you think of maybe a more traditional junk journal, and then it has a scrapbooky feel, so you'll see that. The tags each tell something about the trip. So we went to Boston, antiquing, disc golfing, camping, and then just some notes on the back. So some textured stenciling with paste that I colored with a re-inker. Journaling behind the photos. Yeah, I guess I better bind this. They're slipping all over. Some collaging. Hidden paper clips so I could pull out some small photo cards. Really great restaurant we went to. It warranted its own page in the book. a collage of things that I saw at the show that were pretty neat, and then some things at the show that I saw that perhaps I'd like to make. A little mini journal, I guess you could call it. It's kind of the daily diary, what we did, where we went, what we ate, etc. So that's just the journal signature, a large tag. This is made out of cardstock. This is a vintage wedding dress that I bought, and the tag that was on the wedding dress that tells about it. And then a folio that I made, and this is just photos of everything that I got at the show. Antiquing is all about the journey, the hunt, the thrill of finding the objects of your desire. So here's a tip for you. This here is a page out of a vintage journal that I bought. It's from the mid-1800s. The pages are quite thin, but I loved the writing. So I put matte medium on the front and on the back of this to make it usable, especially as something that's going to have action. And it's working fine, and it's holding the trim well too. This is just, I'll call this a standard folio, you know, pockets, tucks, things like that. I made some bookmarks. This is an ephemera pocket, photos of the vintage lace and trims that I bought. Made a little photo wallet. These are the ephemera and books that I got. And then on the back side is just a card, a photo card with some more items that I got at the show. So that, my friends, is my first ever deconstructed journal, and I am fully aware that you could do so much more with a deconstructed journal. But again, I was trying to keep this a little bit on the simple side. I do have another lesson learned to share with you. And this is even true, I mean, in anything that you're making, any journal you're making, but especially in a deconstructed journal where every element is individual and you might want to put closures on them. Think about your closures and how you're going to stack items ahead of time. So this ended up quite chunky because I have this, I have the button, I have this tie that goes around that piece. And it makes it a little more difficult to stack them up and hold them where they need to go, which is why I made this band, so that I could hold them in place and get the cover on it. I hoped you liked my first ever deconstructed journal. It was fun to make. I will definitely be making more of these. I would appreciate a thumbs up if you liked the video. Consider subscribing to my channel, and I will see you back here soon. Thanks, guys.